Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Mid Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, Jeff and Matt. How are you guys doing? It is Saturday, the 28th of August, and we are back at it again. um, it's kind of, I didn't, if you guys noticed, a lot of times, at least recently, I've been, hey, good morning, Nicole. Good afternoon to you. And hey, good morning, Rodney. Lately, hey, Dana. I usually have, I've been trying to, put some things that have kind of come up and been, it's interesting. We're going to get into stuff because I didn't know what to put down and pretty much it's going to be a broken record. You know, good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Rhonda. Um, Oh, thanks, Nicole. I almost wore this on set a couple weeks ago, but I didn't want it to take away from what we were doing. But um, I so I'm going to bring up some stuff that you guys have heard me talk about over and over again. And I said sometimes I'm gonna bring it up, sometimes I'm just going to keep it hidden. And I thought, this is kind of one of those that kind of warrants me talking about it a little bit because obviously I didn't really have a ton of things go on this week. There's a few, but nothing super crazy, at least with me. But there's obviously some other things that I want to talk about as well. But like I said, I didn't put anything in the description because I part of it I wasn't completely sure, and then I was dealing with some things, and so it's like, well, here we go. So. um, First off, let me say, I hope everybody's having a good time. So many people travel, near and far to the Michigan Paracon. I know this is their final day of the event up there in Sault Ste. Marie. So hopefully they're having a good time. I've seen a lot of photos, so I'm sure some of you that are in the chat, have friends that are up there. So it's nice to see a lot of people are there. Excuse me. And the idea of getting these events kind of back together again is obviously so important. It's neat to see so many good friends having a good time and enjoying themselves, because obviously last year it was canceled. So it's neat to see everybody up there. So I'm glad that everybody's having a good time and catching up and seeing people they probably haven't seen in a couple of years. So that's always a huge huge thing. So hey, Carrie Ann. But so yeah, excuse me. I have got a weird throat thing going on, and it's weird. It's not doesn't hurt or anything, but it's weird. So I'm kind of all like, but just I just got like things like hanging in there. So I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna go detailed on that one. But so if I get a little froggy or something like that, it's just because I just in the morning sometimes I just get like stuff I just can't get out right away. So it takes a little bit. Oh, thanks, Carrie Ann. I was just telling Nicole I almost wore this last week or the couple weeks ago at the film. So get that out there. So it's the helm of all right here in the middle. Got the runes around the whole thing. So kind of cool. Goes all the way around. It's on all the shoulders and things. Lots of protection and things. That's what's kind of cool about this shirt. So, but yeah, well, because hey, Jennifer, good morning. So one thing I want to hit real quickly because obviously it's been I've talked a lot about it, and there's a couple people here that know all too well what this is. But for those that are interested, tonight at 7 p.m., if you got nothing else going on, you want to head over to there, okay, or this way. You want to go to that website tonight. They're going to be showing a sneak preview. So basically, it should be a teaser trailer if I'm not mistaken, and you guys want to see that, especially even if you're not into it, but you can kind of just even with the teaser trailer just to kind of give you an idea of what you know what I've been doing this year. Basically almost 3 full weeks if you really look at it. So if you're interested at least to watching the teaser trailer, please go there at 7 p.m. tonight, and that'll be that's going to be exciting. So, I mean, like I said, I've seen some promotional trailers, which, a lot of people have. Hey, Jason, how you doing, buddy? Good morning to you. And so I've seen some of them put together, so I have a little bit of a basic idea of what it looks like, but I don't know what this new one is. So they've been keeping it kind of hush hush, which is cool. I want to be surprised. So, not that I'm not going to be totally surprised, but to see it all in one continuous video, that's going to be the special part about it. So I'm ready for it. So yes, please, if you're at least somewhat interested, check out the neverblinkmovie.com tonight at 7 p.m. when they throw a little bit of sneak preview. And then I think they're supposed to be doing some other little things, some ways to get involved. Like I said, I don't know. They've had a lot of ideas and cool ideas, so I can't vouch for everything. So I'm not going to just say it's this or that. But good morning, Sarah. Absolutely, Jason. We got to tune in. We got to tune in. So again, I'm just gonna, I'm putting that out there for Christopher and Philip and Amy and Mark and all the rest of the crew. I mean, obviously, Nicole, who's in the chat, she had a little bit of hand in there with her amazing voice, and then Carrie Ann, who's in there, she got this get on screen a couple times, so it's going to be neat to see her. Even if you guys have seen some of the promo videos, she is in one of them. So. So looking scary as all hell, I might add. So, but yeah, absolutely. So looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see what else they kind of got planned for this evening. Because like I said, I know a couple things that they were talking about, and it might be kind of cool things, like I said, for ways that anybody can get involved with. And I think that's kind of neat. And like I said, I'm not going to expand because of, I don't know for sure. I mean, like I said, I have some ideas, but again, there's some secrets to stuff. So I don't want to jump, too far ahead, especially if it wasn't the same thing. Actually, you know what I'll do real quickly for you guys? Hold on one second. Let's do this real quickly because you guys can get a quick little, just it's like it's 11 seconds here. Let me do this. Let me swap. Let me get this over here. So you guys you're probably going to see me real quickly. So I apologize, but you're going to see a weird tunnel vision thing going on, but just ignore it because you're going to see like my broadcast window. But so let me do this real quickly and full screen it so you guys get an idea. So let me hit play real quickly so you guys can just kind of see a little promo video for it. And the time, it's a little grainy because of the broadcast is grabbing it. So, but just to kind of give you guys a cool idea of what it's looking like. Oops, let me do that. I'll do it one more time. I can't see what you guys are saying. So, there's that one too. Super exciting. Super exciting. Here, let me play that one more time. Yes. If that doesn't creep you out, I don't know what else will. Anyway, all right, let me get that out of there. Stop. That way you guys don't get weird and tripped out with all the tunnel vision stuff thing going on. So, so super exciting. So definitely check that out, guys. And we'll see what happens because I'll probably be, no doubt about it. I'll be saying something and something tonight on Facebook somewhere. So let's see. So yeah, and let's see what else we got. Okay. Yeah, absolutely, Jason. It was a ton of fun, man. We had a good time. Lots of cool stuff. And yeah, exciting. So other than that, let's see. Like I said, beginning of the week, hey, Jennifer, we were coming out of or getting through a full moon. It was weird because I originally didn't experience a whole lot prior to the full moon. A lot of it was just kind of because the other week I was getting back into the swing of things, and then but I didn't remember too much going on leading into the full moon, so I wasn't really like, hey, this is happening. And then what ended up being weird was it was after the full moon was official. Then I started noticing a few odd things. I had some headaches, out of nowhere for no reason. Waking up in the morning, it was weird because I was waking up with some headaches, and it's, there's kind of a weird thing with me, a little personal thing where, we all most of us, need sleep, right? So obviously, um, for me, it's weird. Like I need some sleep, but I can't get too much sleep. I would love to be like most people where you can get, 7, 8 hours and just, be asleep the entire time. Unfortunately, I'm not. And there's obviously some reasons to that, whether it's health related or being in the whole thing. Yeah, Kate, absolutely. Oh, well, cool, Carrie Ann. Thanks. Yeah, wait, you haven't heard what else is going on with me, so so just keep enjoying the smiles and laughter. So, but but yeah, so I mean, like I said, it was just weird waking up, and then I was kind of like, "Hey, Ron, what are you doing, man? Shouldn't you be sleeping?" See, I was just talking about sleep, and here it is. He must obviously heard that. I figured he'd still be in bed. You guys are, partying last night, so. But but yeah, it was weird because, like I said, there's some people that get to notice a lot of the astrological things, like the full moon, or when we now we're going to move into the new moon. Some people notice that stuff right away, or they're starting to feel it the week before. It's kind of been weird. I'm kind of like up and down where it's like sometimes I do and then sometimes I don't. And it's odd that it's never consistent. So I never know what to expect at least on the moon aspect of what's going to happen with me. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to deal with it as it is. Oh, geez, Ron, 2 a.m. Holy smokes. That's why I thought you'd be in bed still, but so, um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, and obviously, if some of you are, on the empathic side or sensitive side, you probably experienced something. I mean, it could be something major or it could be something real minor, and so we all go through things a little differently. That's what makes us really cool, in a good, positive way, of course. It's fun, and that's what's neat about the share that. That's why I didn't post a little. Oh, that's what it was, Ron. But we it's neat to get share it. And that's what I've been trying to do. Even though this week I was kind of bad about it. I mean, there were so many other things going on that I did share some stuff. Some people, I kind of seen some of their posts and things. Let's see. Jenna. What's up, Jen? Hey, good morning, Donna. Okay, cool. Felt the solar stuff yesterday and all last night, big time. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's right. Because Jen's an amazing friend of mine and she helps me out a lot. And we throw a lot of things back and forth. And um she was prepping me, even though like I've been good enough to like start seeing the same things that she's been talking about. So I'm like even watching some of the videos where they're showing about what the sun's doing and the solar flares and things, and that's what she's talking about. There was a solar flare earlier this week, and it was going to take roughly start hitting us by the 26th. So a couple days ago, and so as it hits us, there's going to be various things that can happen. I mean, obviously empathic sensitive people are going to notice things a little bit more. People that aren't might notice some electronic issues, because obviously it's after that solar flare hits the earth, there's a lot of electromagnetic things. Hey, good morning, Jim. How you doing, buddy? And oh, hey, Ron, tell Terry I said hi as well. Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that some other time, Ron. But I know I wish I was there too, because I still have yet to go up to that one. But I've got to make it. I got to do it. So I really got to set the dates ahead of time and get everything planned out. Or so um, but yeah, as that stuff, we all know, some of us that do paranormal stuff, there's electricity in there all the time. There's equipment that gives off electricity. So yeah, obviously, if you get an abundance of that kind of thing, and again, I'm not going to get detailed and throw out crazy words, but this stuff all doesn't mix well. And so I've noticed the last couple days, some of the stuff at work has been kind of iffy. Things not working like they should, when like days before they were fine. So sometimes you're going to blame the equipment for it, but then you forget that what else that you can't physically see is happening, especially to the equipment. So uh you know it's neat to be kind of aware of that. And I'm going to try to do better, because I know Jen does a great job of kind of keep me up to date, so I appreciate that with you, Jen. Especially when there is going to be we're going to get hit with a flare, because yeah, it's can mess with a lot of things if you're not prepared for or understand it. So hey, good morning, Bonnie. And so I'm going to try to do a better job of posting, or at least maybe I won't post like the actual videos and things, or images, because obviously, it. I had to ask Jen a little bit, when she started showing me some of it in the videos that they post on YouTube. Um, it's cool, but it's like if you don't know what you're looking at, you're just sitting there for like, so, it just looks like this. For the, again, paranormal investigators, you kind of looks like you have a infrared um heat sensor camera, and all you see is these kind of weird, heat signature spikes and things, and you're just like, which is hilarious. But that's the whole thing, is when you finally, watch it a few more times, and you start asking other people that know about it, and you start seeing what it's saying. So it just takes time to get into it, but it is fascinating. Like I said, it's kind of neat to know and give yourself a little bit of a heads up, especially when it's going on. But I will try to, like I said, I'm going to try to keep passing that info on, being like, hey guys, a couple days, just be on the lookout. You might feel some things, but you also might, see some equipment issues, depending on where it hits in the world too, because sometimes, they know about when it's going to hit, and obviously some areas of the earth are going to get hit quick, with a full blast, and then obviously it trickles through. So, um, it's hard to always tell where the earth is going to be at that moment of impact. So keep that in mind. Uh, so yeah, so that was kind of like, I know, the beginning of the week. So that with the full moon and everything, that was like, but it is what it is. We got to deal with it. There's no way around it. We can't stop it. And so, and then the part I was talking about in the beginning, for those that were here at the start of the show, they're things that, like I said, I'm going to probably talk in a broken record thing, but then again, I do that, not so much to say the same thing over and over again, especially when I do that, it's to make sure that I'm really hammering a point home with you guys, obviously, because I really think you need to, grasp it as best you can. And it's I think it's critical, because I mean, we all go through things, whether you're doing the same things as me, or if you're just kind of curious. But it's neat to at least have that information in your back pocket, should, you need it. Uh, oh, there you go. Thanks, Jen. If you guys are curious as to what we're talking about, if you want to see actual videos, and they're only like a couple minutes long, they're not that bad, but yeah, Suspicious Observers on YouTube is a great resource. So, like I said, the videos that they put out, I mean, aren't bad, because they do a daily video and they kind of just explain things, plus a few other not odd things, but a few other things that can kind of pertain to the planet and things. So it's kind of cool. So, I mean, if you guys want to check it out, again, it's not that long of a video. I mean, comes out in the morning sometime usually. And so, but if you guys are curious, check out that Suspicious Observers. So that's kind of cool. Thank you, Jen. But like I said, I think it's important that we go through things and we share things, because obviously we can help each other out. I've said it a ton of times. I deal with things all the time. I'm dealing with stuff right now. I mean, who isn't? But I've been having a rough go the last couple days, and I I'm managing it to as best I can. And obviously, there's moments where it's like, "Eesh," and I've had those things. Hey, Nancy, love you. So so interesting enough, and I'm gonna avoid. Well, no, I'll hit one thing, but so I kind of forgot, and you guys know, again, I've talked about it. I do a normal day job, because obviously I don't do enough to where I can sustain, the this passion, being able to being a full-time medium and healer. So there is I still have to do the day job stuff. And I forgot that I was going to be working from home on Thursday, which, doesn't sound like a bad idea sometimes, especially when you're on site every day, and then you get a break to kind of sit at home. You don't have to wake up like I do, 3:30, 3:45 in the morning, and then you got to be at work by 6 o'clock. So I, it was, I was excited, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I said, well, it's Thursday. It shouldn't be too bad, just kind of putting that good vibe out there, like, yeah, it'll be fine. We'll get through the day, last couple times I've done it, no big deal. Yeah. And so, um, oh, okay. Yeah. Jen's talking about the stuff just real quickly. Yep. So yeah, if you watch that video, a lot of the good stuff's in the beginning. And then Jen's talking about, she was feeling major anxiety last night too. Yep, that's what I'm going into. Jen knows. But I in the first hour or two wasn't so bad, and I'm doing the basic checks. I got to look at emails, I got to look at instant messages, I have to have a phone on. And so normal stuff, whatever. And then, then all hell broke loose. And, it's happens, and it was bringing back a lot of bad memories, even though, we talked about this weeks ago, like when Bonnie was on, we talked about it. And I still got to figure this out, when we're going to do this, but, doing shadow work. And so, Jen was, the person that was just like, yeah, you should do some shadow work and try to release that stuff from back then. So that way you don't deal with it, moving forward. And, it certainly did. And because mentally, I felt fine. It was weird because the more I thought about it, I, realized I didn't think it was more of a mental thing, but it was more of a physical thing that because when the crap hit the fan, and I had to do all these things. I had to do all these different tickets and two different programs. And then I had, people calling, I had people messaging. And so, you just like literally just got dumped with a bucket of water. And I'm like, what is happening? And, it happens, like I said, but I, it was like the physical remembrance of it was still there. So obviously maybe I have to do a little bit more shadow work on it, but because I was fine up until that, but when everything literally dumped on me at one moment, literally within, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, so much just happened. And I'm like, obviously overwhelmed. And it's the job. It's, one of the backup things I have to do is support that. And so, but obviously I don't have to do it all the time. But it tore me up. And I knew about halfway through the dealing with certain, the fires, as I like to call them, I could feel it. The chest was starting to hurt, when I get an anxiety attack, and it was just getting worse and worse and worse. And then I'm just like, you know, trying to get through things. And, um, you know, yeah, there's obviously so much you can do at one time. So like I did, I tried to handle what I could at the moment, and then, get back to the other thing, accomplish that, move on. And, um, eventually, obviously it did, but it took several hours, probably 3 or 4 hours to finally get, like, everything sorted out and everything, straight and narrow. And, of course, when you don't do it all the time, it's like anything. If you don't practice, you don't do these things, you get rusty. And this applies to everything, you know what I mean? So, for those of that wanna do mediumship, let's say, you know, if it's not natural, you've gotta work at it, just like I did. It wasn't natural. Now it was I've learned everything about, communicating with my spirit guides. And then, when I wanted to do the mediumship, I had to work at it, because it wasn't easy, and that's okay. But you have to keep doing it. And I couldn't tell you the amount of time that I spent, trying to connect with celebrities, trying to connect with family members, just to keep doing it. So that way I got better at it. And that's why, when I officially started, learning, it was only a couple years, but see, I practiced I like all the time, and then eventually it got easier and easier and easier. And even then it still feels like, um, I still could learn more, which I am. But that's the whole point. Uh, not being at that help desk, all the time, you forget things, or so, obviously I made little mistakes and things like that. And so what really stunk was that I made small little mistakes, but they amount to bigger things. And so, when I got done with the day, I felt completely relaxed enough to where I'm like, okay, cool. And then I forgot I had, parental things to do that night, which I posted about, if you guys read my post. And and I'm like, oh man, I can't even relax. I gotta sit there and I gotta turn and burn. And now I gotta act like an adult, and I gotta go to a school. And my old, well, it's the junior high. It was my old high school, and then walk the halls, changing classes. So there was that moment, which was nice because it did help me, forget about the day. So it was a nice shift to think, because a lot of us know that when you go through panic attacks, anxiety attacks, some of the things you have to do is you do have to find something else to do. Um, and I've talked about this before. Like I said, I hate to, hit you guys up, and repeat myself. But again, sometimes we forget. And like I said, if you're not dealing with it all the time and then it happens, you know, we can kind of clam up. We can call kind of like hide under the blankets and just don't want to, talk to anybody, don't want to deal with anybody, when that's the time when you need to reach out. You need to hit the people that, are like your closest friends, or you need to hit out other people that are, can say a few things. Jen, Jen's one of those for me. I'll just hit her up for something real quick or whatever. And I'm just saying, hey, and then she'll say something back. And it's just like, it's that quick little moment that just snaps. And that applies to anybody. I mean, like I said, anybody that just I'm at the point of talking to, hey, how's it going? Or, even then people come and just ask me, hey, what's going on? And, sometimes I know whether messaging me, and then other times I don't, but that's natural. But it is neat when you get somebody hitting you up and you can tell, even with reading words, because you can take a sentence any way you want, but you can tell when people just need to talk. And it's not even them just coming right out and saying it, but that they need that interaction, they need that kind of thing. So I do too, as much as I try to be on my own, I still need to, and especially in this stuff, because nothing against my family, but obviously they don't understand all the little things, that you guys have heard me talk about, and a lot of the other stuff that you don't know about when it comes to dealing and doing this kind of work. So it's important. It is important to, it's one thing to deal with it, as best you can, but you do get to a point where you're just not making anyway. So, reach out. You know what I mean? It doesn't take much to even just simple little, couple messages or something like that, or even just hit somebody. Like I said, it could be anybody close to you that you can, that you love and trust, and just talk, lay it out there, and it'll go a long way. Trust me. But, you know, at the same time, like I said, when I was, going back to the junior high to do the little thing where we kind of a meet and greet, but not really so much of we're really just kind of hearing what's going on. But that triggered enough to where I kind of got away from things, which was fantastic. So, you know, occupying your mind with something else after you've dealt with a whole lot is huge. And so some people don't always have that opportunity. That was nice, even though I wanted to stay home so badly. But that's also a comfort thing. When things are overwhelming and you dealt with a lot, you just want to just, like I said earlier, curl up, kind of, wrap yourself in a blanket and just kind of hang out. You know what I mean? And so I, uh, it is. All right, Jen, you have a good day. You have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. And, I, you know, but that's when sometimes you have to overcome that kind of that natural tendency for us to kind of curl up and hide away, because sometimes it works, but there's a lot of times it doesn't. And when it doesn't work, it just kind of keeps going, because when you're sitting there, you think you're relaxing, but you're not. Your mind's still kind of doing its thing. It's maybe rehashing what was going on, and it could be anything. Like I said, for me, it was just the stress of the job, but it could be any situation. But when your mind is all it's doing is just thinking of the same thing, you know, it's not going anywhere. You're just kind of holding it. Excuse me. So it's really key to kind of find something that you can do. Now, like I said, I've talked about this before and how to handle things and some of the ways that I found useful. The big thing is just simply doing chores that you're going to accomplish it. So if it's vacuum the house or the apartment, wherever, vacuum. Even if it's hardwood floors, just vacuum. Do something and just do that. Just it's all your focus is vacuuming. And when you're done, hey, place looks pretty darn good. You know what I mean? That's the feeling that starts pulling that stuff away from you. That starts easing all that stress and anxiety you were dealing with. And then, if it still feels like you got a little bit, find something else to do. Clean the counters, clean the microwave out. Who hasn't cleaned the microwaves in a long time? Imagine how long that's going to take. But boy, when it's clean, you're going to be pretty darn proud of yourself, right? So, um, but that's the thing is finding things that you know you're going to feel that a sense of accomplishment because a lot of times that like I said the anxiety the panic the stress you don't feel like there's an end to it, you know what I mean? Right, Carrie? Like I said, that's why I'm kind of nodding. I'm like, yeah, could use it here too. So um but again like I said sometimes it's important to do that and as much as you want to hide away for a little bit you can only do that for so long. And like I said, it's one thing to if stuff happened and you're finally feeling at the end of the day, you can kind of go to bed, and just try to, relax and get to sleep because sometimes you can sleep it off. But a lot of times we're dealing with it during the day or when we wake up, which is, can be rough. But you know, you you got to find what works for you. There's, some people will just listen to music and it changes, the way they feel, which is great. You know, sometimes people want to, do this. Hey, what's up, Dad? And you just got to find what works best for you. It's different. There isn't a real good cookie cutter approach to things. Like I said, the chore thing works because again, it's the accomplishment of completing a task, and that's why it's important. And you might not think it, but give it a try because I bet you'd probably be a whole different attitude when you do it because you do mentally you realize, hey, that's one thing off my list that I know I had to do. You know what I mean? And so you got to do it. And granted, the cleaning stuff was something we have to do all the time. We know that. I mean, we have to. I mean, or we have, a horrible looking house inside, but we have to do it. But it's what during those moments of high stress, high panic, super, amounts of anxiety, that's when to do it because then it just starts getting that off of you faster. So you got to find what works, and that's the important thing to the whole situation of how to handle that. Um, what else? That was some of my big stuff, and I realize now it's only 10:02. Um, I didn't know where else to go. Anybody have any questions? Or or even better yet, for anybody that's ever dealt with, anxiety, panic attacks, what did you do, if anything, did you do to resolve it? I mean, did you, handle the situation or did you find other things to do to distract yourself enough? I'm just kind of curious to see if, what others have tried to do that work for them. Because again, maybe something that you'll suggest or make a comment on might help somebody else. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely share in the chat room if there's anything that works for you during stressful moments. Um, I know I can joke about it. I said because I'm not gonna be ashamed to say it, but years ago it used to be a crutch, which is bad, and I know what you're all gonna say, but it worked, But obviously, I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there saying it's not the best idea to do, but and I don't really do it like that, but drinking is a huge relief when it comes to stress and anxiety. But again, as I said, it's not the most appropriate thing to do for the fact that obviously it can go down some roads that you don't want to go down to. You don't want to be, living like that. You don't want to be connected to that to where that's your sole thing of getting rid of it. So obviously, once in a blue moon, hey, I get that. That I do that too, but I also don't make it a constant or daily thing, because yeah, you don't want to go there. So, what's up, Jeff? um, there you go, Nancy, sucking baby blanket in a crush. Hey, like I said, it works, but yeah, and like I said, hey Heather, you know, you know, most of us, don't mind a few drinks in there, but obviously responsibly, and I will critically and put exclamation points on that, be smart about it. Just don't make it a habit because I think we all have known somebody or at least knew somebody that knew somebody that, people have taken it too much because they're trying to escape reality, and drinking just wasn't some of the best things for them. And I have known a few people that have destroyed their livers because of it, and some of it was shocking. You didn't realize how much of an issue they had And they're not people that they were sort of like kind of coworkers in a way, but they were working for other companies. But a lot of times we work side by side for events, and it was sad to when I found about that a couple years ago. I was like blown away because he was that guy was he was really cool and down to earth, but you know after hours, he hit the bottle pretty bad, and that ended up doing doing them in. So like I said, you gotta obviously take things carefully. I said, but little sip here and there, you know, sometimes that's all it takes for me, just a little sip, and it changes immediately. It's cool, but like I said, I know I know to be a little bit more responsible. Hey Matt, you have a great weekend too, man. Thanks for stopping by today. So uh like I said, we got to do things, but but remember, our minds are a little bit stronger, so we got to make sure we're responsible all the time for ourselves and our actions, and and like I said too, you can think of all the bad things if you go down that road, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to, you know, get too much, and so I'm not going any further on that one. I'm gonna go down another path that we're not going there, but so, um, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I know we're not quite towards the end of the show, but we're getting there. Excuse me. Like I said if I had a frog in my throat, you'll know why. But I haven't cleared my throat enough today to get it all out. So, one thing I don't, there, there may be a Saturday soon that I may have to push the show to Sunday for one weekend. Um, you know, it's one of those things. I mean, I don't want to cancel the whole weekend out, so I'm going to try to. Um, it was more frog. It was more frog, Dad. More frog. Um, but I um there's lack of a better thing. I have to get some work done in my car, and I don't know if they can do that work on a Saturday. And if they do, that means I'd have to be there at like 8 in the morning. So I kind of have to keep my options open because I'm trying not to, deal with it during the week because it's just a lot of scheduling and getting a lot of help to get my car there, and so there may be a Saturday that I might have to shift it, and if I shift it, I'm going to try to do it then on a Sunday morning. So oh, well, there you go, Carrie. I appreciate the comment. Appreciate that comment. Let's see. Some don't like it, but crying helps too. Yeah, Carrie, absolutely. I mean, it is a release. There's plenty of studies on that, and again, thank you for sharing that. Crying does. You know what I mean? Especially, if there's situations that can be emotional for it because of the stress that's involved in in that. So, yeah, hey, you know, nobody should be afraid. Nobody should be afraid to, shed a few tears or two. Even if you got to go into the bathroom to do it and you don't want to see, you want your family to see you doing it, go for it. You know what I mean? And or go out into your car and just let it loose, let it all flow, and um, yeah, I mean, I can't say that I haven't. I mean, you guys have seen me cry, on the show. You've seen me cry in person sometimes. So, especially when it's, obviously, I'm not the things you guys have seen me, get emotional over is just because it's the things I've been involved with, the people that I'm with, and how much love and support things are. So it's really kind of one of those things to, I guess, to get, emotional over because it's, it's powerful. And so, but yeah, I mean, Carrie, absolutely. One way to do it is to get it off your chest by just crying it out. You know what I mean? And that does. It releases so much. And I can't remember all the finer details to it because I know I've read about it, all the different chemicals and things that change, and it's awesome. So I mean, that's why sometimes I think we all probably could use a good cry because you never know where our heads are going to be or where they were, and then you cry, and then who knows, maybe we'll be we'll be in better moods. You never know. But yeah, but like I said, so just keep an eye out. Obviously I'll let you guys know if the show is going to move. Like I said, I don't want to try to cancel it Or worst case is what I'll do is, I mean, maybe I'll just make it like in the afternoon or something like that or whatever, but I still want to try to keep somewhat of a consistency of the show, as best I can. Obviously, there's going to be situations where I'm not available because of what I'm doing and things. And there is some stuff that I may have to do that anyway. I know there's a couple events coming up down the road. Um, what was it? In fact, I probably could just talk about that one. Was it next month? Yes. So I know uh, next month on the 18th, there will not be a show on that Saturday. So September 18th, there will not be a show, but I will do it on the 19th. So there's a good opportunity there. So keep that in mind. So, but I obviously keep people available. And well, Wednesday might be available to you, but it's not to me, Dad. My Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings are shut down for the time being, and if I squeeze something in, I have to go through a lot of hoops to make it work, and so I can't do that consistently during the week. So, or during those 3 days, it's a lot of scheduling to make Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday work out for me. So, and that's all brand new. That's with the last 2 weeks I've had to shut down everything between Monday. My Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday evenings are shut down, and it just started 2 weeks ago. So no extras, and like I said, unless I do go through great hoops to make it work. But anyway, so we will be moving that show on the 18th to the 19th. But again, you guys will be well aware of it, and I'll be posting about it as we get closer. I don't recall. I think we're good. Other than that, like I said, I'm just kind of taking a peek ahead real quickly. October, there's a good chance I may have to move that Saturdays so October 9th to probably the 10th. There's a local event. And I don't know if Jason's still in the room or not, but as long as it's still a green light, but there's a paranormal convention at the Hollywood Art Center. So if it's still a green light, that's happening that day. So I may have to move the show to the 10th. And then and then Dana and Jeff are I'm sure still in the chat room. Their wedding's on the 23rd. So I think I could still squeeze that show in, but Carmen, who I had in the show, her and I will be doing a few extra things and kind of blessing the areas and stuff like that for Jeff and Nancy that day. So there's some stuff we're probably going to do early on. So if it works out, I can still do the show. I will. If not, then we'll move that show to the 24th. So there's a few. um, we should be good. And then as we get into November, yeah. So now November 13th is still that one's. We haven't announced it yet because we're still working on contracts, but our Old Mill Parafest is going to happen on that day. Obviously, we're still watching everything. We're still waiting on contracts and things. So nothing officially to put out there. And so, uh, oh, I'm sorry, Jeff and Dana, not Dana and Jeff. But um, so that November 13th will definitely be that'll depend if by chance if things get worse pandemic wise, then you know we'll hopefully do something virtually, and then the 14th won't be a problem. But sometimes we're tearing down on the 14th, so I may not be able to do a show at all that weekend. And um, let's see, and then we should be good as we get into December. I mean, there's some other we'll have to see how things play out. Well, I did, and again, I'm looking at the calendar. Well, there's one show that will not happen, probably two. So we'll have to move those to different days. But it looks like, yeah, Christmas this year is on a Saturday, and New Year's Day is on a Saturday. So, uh, I probably won't be doing shows on those days. I say probably, being a little sarcastic. Uh, there will not be shows on those. Um, but I may be able to we'll see, obviously everybody's got holiday plans and things like that, but hopefully maybe then I can still do them on the Sundays. So Sunday, the December 26th, and then obviously um January 2nd. So we'll see, which will be kind of cool, if everybody's even, still well, New Year's, obviously everybody's gonna be partied out, but who wants to wake up that early and have, hangovers and things of that sort. So, the January 2nd might be a rough show, but um and then um, day after Christmas, sometimes, there's still parties going, because it's a Sunday. So there doesn't mean that people still can have other gatherings. But then also, the next day is one of those that, I think a lot of people still want to hang out, especially if they have young kids, they're playing with all their toys and whatnot. And um, so we'll see. I mean, and I'll kind of throw it at you guys as well. I mean, if you guys are still, would like, shows then, or if you, or if we're just going to shut it down. I mean, who knows? I mean, like I said last week, I was thinking of making the seasons a little bit shorter, to where it was kind of like a, midsummer sort of season, and then, doing it more of a fall, in the beginning of winter, to end it. So just for tracking purposes for myself, so I can kind of know and keep track of what, sort of things I've been doing, but it's all good. So, just some things that we'll all discuss and think about. And yeah. Um you blinked. Well, that's your fault. Um, but I will reiterate that before we end here, because we're almost down. We got 13 minutes. But I'm just looking around. What happened? I lost the light. Well, that's interesting. Well, that's weird. I lost the light. Well, that was weird. Okay. Well, I guess I got to go on a light. I lost a light. I have a you guys know I do obviously green screen because this isn't really happening behind me. But I have extra lights that kind of light up. Hey Tanya, good morning. And I usually have extra lights to kind of make sure the green screen is illuminated, because when it's not, it gets you can see like that corner over there. You can kind of see it where you see the little bit of, where is it? You see how there's that little rough edge right there? Go up. There we go. So you can kind of see some of that fuzziness. So that's because the screen's not illuminated enough. So I have extra lights kind of around me that help make sure that doesn't get too bad. So, but with the bar here, that's also blocking light. But I lost a light. That is weird. Huh. I'm really blown away. I can't believe it. I had a light sitting right there. Where the heck did it go? I didn't hear it hit the floor either. That's really weird. Spooky. I think my spirit guides are playing with me. See? Now I'm on a mission. That's the darndest thing. Wow. Okay. Guess I'll deal with that after the show. Sorry about that. That was weird. It literally took me from, I looked over and I knew where it was, and it's just not there. Okay. No big deal. It's not like it's really doing too bad. It's not horrible, but just some of the little things that you don't get to see on the setups and stuff like that. But I should say, well, the last like 10 minutes supposed to be good. I chose this background actually kind of for a reason, because it kind of went in hand like with what I talked about earlier. Dealing with things, and like I did, you know, I deal with the stress and anxiety, as best I can, and do the things that I need to do and try to and reach out to things. And so, um, really, I really did say that. Huh. If I did, I didn't. I apologize. Well, interesting. Well, I mean, I have my friend Nancy in the chat room, which maybe that's what I did. Is I probably saw her name when I said it, so I apologize. Um, And I know I was looking at my calendar and stuff, so I might have seen something else. So sorry, Dana. I didn't mean it. um, uh, but so the point with the picture, so I thought it was neat because you have some of the elements here and stuff. Well, like I said, I have a good friend that's in the chat room that's Nancy, and um, I'm not gonna get into what she's been going through lately. So, um, but I um but the thing what I liked what back here is the some of you people have seen this, and um the rock stacking and stuff is kind of cool because there's a lot of learning to balance, which is something that I've talked about, and the um the balance is important because it deals with like just us in life. And so like for me, dealing with the stress and anxiety, you have to balance things out, you have to work through things. And when you accomplish something, much of like what I said, how you deal with it, you can have something that's super beautiful like that. And if you've never seen videos or pictures of that, uh, definitely check it out because there are some people out there that go to great lengths to do this. And it's been fun. And they'll they go down to like rivers and creeks and even at oceans and things, and they do these kind of structures. And so it's really really cool to see them put these up there. But it's such a peaceful and tranquil thing. And so even for somebody that doesn't have access to these things, to sit there and admire it is super cool. And so uh like that, there you go. That thank you, Jeff. Actually went ahead and said it. Yeah. Right, you do. And it's so cool when people do that. I think it's neat. And hopefully you don't get the people that go over there and destroy them, you know what I mean? Because it really does have a thing. Oh, Heather, have a good one today. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. And it's just so cool. And I've been thinking about like trying to do that. Like I want to get, you know, some smaller stones and things like that of different sizes and some shapes and stuff like that. And just kind of do it in a few different places, like even here on my desk. I'd love to just kind of stack one up. And you can buy some that are already like all glued together and stuff like that. But I think it's cooler if you spend the time to do it. You really get to distract yourselves. But again, you can kind of look at it so many different ways, and Nicole said it, balance is important, and it really is. I mean, you have so much that you have to go through in life, and so many things we got to do this and we got to do that, and there's just so being able to stop and do something like that is so cool. And so um that's why I put this one up there, because some of the other photos, just call to me, or there's a reason for me putting them up there, but sometimes I leave them as an Easter egg to see if it connects with anybody else. And so this one I wanted to talk about because I thought this was so cool. And I love the water. I love when they do them. And Jeff, I mean, it's really cool on the trails too. I love when they're near water. I love being able to see some that might have water, touching or flowing over them, and yet they're still standing, with the water or the waves and things. That just says so much, because obviously life keeps moving just like a river does, and it keeps flowing in one direction. And so you got water going over these, and yet they still stand. You've obviously balanced it out right. So you apply that to the things in your life, which I think is important. Um, so yeah, if you've never seen stuff like that before, look it up. And like I said, Jeff wrote that in there, and it's so neat. Like I said, and you can, you might have stones and rocks around your house. Try it out. You know what I mean? Spend an hour, and literally you probably will, because you might get frustrated and things like that, but that's not the point. The point is just doing it. You're going to distract yourself enough to where you're focused, and then you're really going to change the way you are. So, oh, that's cool, Jeff. That's awesome. Glad that they're around there. Yep. Yeah, river rocks and beach stones, absolutely some of the best. Those are some of the greatest ones to use. Absolutely. But yeah, I've been thinking about it this week, which is why I put that photo up. But I've been wanting to get some extra stuff that I can clean, and then they'll be in here, and like I said, I can put them up and um, just kind of admire it, or just spend the time to do that, to get them all stacked. And just to help me out, just something else to do, because I do enjoy those. I love seeing them. So all right, Dad, have a good one. But so so we got a couple minutes left. I want to go ahead and just reiterate that tonight, if you guys are bored and don't have nothing to do, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can go to let me put it up there real quick. You guys can go to neverblinkmovie.com, and you're going to be seeing a teaser trailer for the movie Never Blink. So hopefully you guys will check it out and see some of the some of the things that we were into and doing, and hopefully you'll get to like it. Even again, just like I said before, even if it's not your thing, even if you're not a scary person, I at least go and check it out and see, what what I've not been able to say a whole lot, because obviously you don't want to give anything away, but it'd be great to see you guys, coming back and saying what you thought of it, and is it too scary for you? Are you ever going to blink again? so um so yeah, make sure you guys check that out, because it's going to be pretty exciting. And again, there might be some other opportunities to get involved in the movie. So again, I'm not sure which direction he's taking it, because he hasn't said anything this week to me about it. So, and which is fine. Like I said, I want to be surprised too, and again, I'm excited. So, to see all your work, to, finally come to fruition, and all the stuff we did as a whole team crew, I mean, just everything is going to be super cool to finally see it on screen. And yeah, I just it can't get here fast enough, but luckily, it will happen today. Unless there's some big technical glitch, but we are not hoping for that. It's going to go good. We're going to love it. We're going to watch it, and we're going to keep playing it over and over again. And um, I will push to if if I can't get the trailer itself, then I will hyperlink the trailer to my Medium page. So if you guys can't, all right, Sharon, you have a great day. Thank you. I will share that link to my page after it is, so that way you'll just be able to click on it. It'll go right to the trailer, and you guys can check it out, and that would be awesome. So again, that'll be super cool. And Jeff, he's got him all right. He's got the Booth brothers hooked up for next week. That would be cool. So Thursday at 7, right, Jeff? On on your Boo Paranormal, right? Correct. 7, right? Correct me, Jeff. I know I missed you this week, but I was at the school, so I know I still have to watch your show. But I have time this weekend to do that. Uh, but I missed it because I was doing school stuff with my kids. So yeah, give me a rundown, Jeff, real quickly before I get out of here. So yeah, that way we can all tune into Jeff and Dana's show, and that that way we can um yeah, Thursday at 7. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. Right. Now they're both rocketed up. Oh, okay, so it could be either. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot the next part in what Jeff said. So um yeah. Well, whatever week it is, we'll definitely be tuning in, and once I know that they are completely scheduled, I will make sure you guys know, so that way we can go tune in over there. And we want some, maybe we'll throw some surprises at Jeff and Dana. And I'm not going to say what I'm going to do in the chat room, but you know maybe I'll just be me. I don't know what that means, but well, maybe I do. Anyway, so all right. All right, Nancy, you have a good one. You have a great day. Miss you. Love you. Um, I'm out of here, gang. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go chill out. You've got a supporter. Whether I can make it to the live, I will watch it back, and I will be watching this past Thursday's today. So you got a fan. So I'll never think that you don't. But yes, we are out of we as me is out of here. I'm gonna go chill out for a little bit, and get more excited as the hours tick by, so that way we can see the Never Blink stuff tonight. So I hope you all had a great have a great rest of your day, a great weekend. Thank you so much for spending your morning with me. And if you were watching this back or listening to this, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it as always. I will keep you posted about next week. Like I said, whether I got to move it to Sunday or not, you guys will be the first to know. And with that said, you guys have been watching Mid Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium, and I will see you again next week. Good night, good day, good morning, one of the two. Later.